All right, guys, here we go. I have a little video coming up here. We're going to talk about theta, but before we do, we're going to get some background information, kind of a foundation of where we started this next cycle in the move to higher highs, hopefully coming up. But this video was brought to my attention regarding the Elliott wave count and so on and so forth. And I'm going to put the Brandon, I believe is his name, his YouTube channel is called Number One XRP, and then Brandon in parentheses. And he kind of delves into the Elliott wave count a little bit here. And that's what I was going off the other day as I saw this move up as one. And I think that's what he's saying as well, two, and then three. And then the reason why three is normally, if it's a true count, and that's another thing, okay, on Elliott wave, you can get 10, alleged experts on Elliott wave, put them in the room, show them one chart, the same chart, and you'll get 10 different wave counts, okay? Or you get 20 Elliott wave guys looking at one chart, and you get 20 wave counts. So but I think theta is young enough and the chart's young enough that you can kind of see for yourself a pretty decent, wave count here. Just that one up, two down. And then the third one is really what I'm trying to get to here is the one that I believe the third wave normally is 161% higher than the first wave. I'm sure people, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but that's how I got the, 120 to 160 theta price. Should, we had this huge third wave up to the upside, because it's obviously it's going to be bigger than the first, it's going to be bigger than the second, and those are some hellacious moves. So that's why, I put that on there. But let's hear from Brandon, I believe, first.
So and it really comes down to the financial system, and then back to theta, which, by the way, my target for theta, just to clear up the last video, is between $67. I said $80 to $100 just to, let's just be even numbers here. But if you want the real number, it's between 67 and 134. And you may say, that's a big difference. Well, yeah, we don't know, right? We have to wait and see how these waves form in here, right? So,
okay, that's very true. But I want to back up a little bit and first of all, show you guys how to determine when a market reverses. We've been in a downtrend, it seems like forever. And then I'm going to show you how the system that I use is simply classical analysis, and then little additions that I figured out over the years by myself. But anyway, there's three main ways a market reverses, and that's a V-shaped recovery, W, just to be simplistic here, and then one in which you trade sideways over an extended period of time. You have this big downdraft, and then, as they say, time heals all. Then as the asset is trading sideways, people, seem to forget this big bad news here, or bad market, or bear market, whatever the case may be. Then they start to, buy in again, and it reverses. Okay, so let me show you those three and on the charts. It's the Dow Jones. And I want to show you how perfectly aligned what I just showed you is throughout history. Now, this obviously was a roaring 20s, electricity, automobiles, people coming in from the farms, going to work in, manufacturing plants, so on and so forth. And we had the big crash. And then how did we reverse? Okay, one of the biggest crashes ever happened in America. There you go, that W formation, where you put in a low, higher low, and then you go, okay? And then, we did have a kind of a double bottom here. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning that, kind of throwing that in, the further away these double bottoms are, or tops here, the further away they are, the stronger they are, okay? just something to put in your toolbox there, okay? And then the V-shaped recovery, good example here would be going back, to 2007, 2008 when we had the, mortgage debacle, banking, everything was falling apart. Anyway, down, up, and then we started putting in that W. See right here? Down, up, so on and so forth, okay? And then let's go to Bitcoin here. So, take all that off there. And if you look at, previous posts, not previous, but if you look and search for when the bottom was put in for Bitcoin, we were calling for November of last year. And it looks so far to be right. And as we were talking about, see, we had the V that we showed you, we had the W. Okay, now this is the one that comes down, the FTX big blowdown, and then we trade sideways. People again, forget about it. Hey, nothing's going to kill Bitcoin, and then we took off. Okay, so that's the third location. All right, now from there, we're going to cover. We're going to go to Theta and cover the altcoins. But what I also wanted to show you and kind of level up on this is that the bottom, for Bitcoin was put in this cycle anyway, was put in, November, December of 2022. Okay. And then what we want to make note of is from the very bottom, when the last, having happened, and we had this big, push to the upside, basically, a parabolic move, then we came into the all-time highs. What you want to do, any market, it could be anything from Apple to Meta to Google to Nvidia, your any altcoin, so on and so forth. You want them to try to hold that as it pulls back in a bear market. You want to stay in and around or over half of the move to the upside. Okay, you don't want to start trading under 50% of that move or half of that move. And right here, as you see Bitcoin, that white dashed line is our 50% zone, our halfway zone from the very bottom to that all-time high. We came back, kind of, it was scary there pretty, for a while, but it held it even after the FTA. I mean, it's unbelievable how these charts work, and it held. Okay, so that's the first thing that I want you to notice. Now, this correlates to the money that's coming into crypto, and our breakout, and it'll go down. Hopefully, it'll be a timestamps don't lie, situation. Our breakout. Now, the bottom was here, and then we started breaking out in the altcoins and also Bitcoin as well regarding market cap here in October of 2020, 23rd, the week of October 23rd, 2023. Okay. Now, the thesis is that, okay, well, first of all, even the total market cap held up incredibly. I mean, it wasn't a lot of money coming out of it. Matter of fact, this is considered to the 0.38 fib, this gold line, that's considered a shallow pullback, okay? Because we stayed in that upper range. Now, we did, get a little bit under it, and then boom, right here in January of this year, the money started coming in. Matter of fact, we broke a long-term downtrend line on that weekly candle there. Okay, so that's money coming in. That's, hey, heads up, something's happening. You better get it together. Okay, you're going to be left behind, so to speak. Okay, so what I want you to do now is go back to your coin, your altcoin. Doesn't matter if it's Theta, ADA. Matter of fact, I'll go there right now. Here's ADA. Okay, look here. When was that big breakout candle? October, week of 23rd, 2023. Okay, and here we are. Of course, this red dash line is resistance. I'm not going to get all into this. This is really for our Patreon members, and they pay for it. But and then our halfway zone from the low here to the high. Look at that, the green dash line. Boom, boom, boom. Hold it. So yeah, ADA, Cardano, Billy Bad. I don't know anything. I don't know what they do. I couldn't tell you, if my life depended on what they do, but I can look at a chart and tell you that's strong. Okay. They're gonna, well, anyway, not financial advice. Let me backtrack there. And then Ethereum, okay. From the bottom to the top, man, they hardly, it looks like, well, obviously, that's a big pullback, but in comparison to what they needed to hold above that halfway mark, they definitely did it. And then what do we have again? The week of October 23rd, 2023, and then another breakout here. The 20 and the 200 together. For you taking your time watching this video, I'll throw a couple of uh, technique skills out there, that we teach our Patreon members. They say anybody tells you there's not a 100% guarantee in the market, that there's certain setups that are literally 100% guaranteed. They will happen. They happen time and time and again. And that's just the market cycles. They got to happen. And one of them is that the 20 and the 200 will always come back together. If you watch in my videos, you'll see that I mainly have the 20 and the 200. And these charts are clean. The more crap you have on your chart, the less you know how to trade. I'm just telling you. I never competed against anyone or seen anyone that could trade their ass off that had 1,000 things on their chart. Okay, the best people had the least amount of stuff on their chart. Okay. But anyway, and I can say that because I was at one time, it looked like spaghetti on this thing. You couldn't hardly see a candle, and it didn't help at all because everything on there is a lagging indicator under price. But anyway, the 20 to 200, 1,000% of the time, and every asset on every timeline, whether a 2-minute chart, hourly chart, daily chart, monthly chart, whatever. The 20 to 200 will always go once they come back together, they will separate far and away from one another, and then they will always come back together. And when they start doing this, you just sit on your hands until you get the breakout either to the upside or downside, and then you go long or short, whether it's a 2-minute chart, like I said, or like this in a weekly chart. Okay, so that's the tip of the day. So yeah, and then Link. Oh man. Okay, we got to go. Geez, this is just unbelievable. All right. From the low here, they had to run up a pull back. Okay, for the low, there's a high. Look at that. That's considered a shallow pullback. Look at this consolidation zone. Now, back old school, the way we were taught, when it breaks out, see the blue line? I mean, the blue line, see the blue arrow? And it popped out a little bit early. Here, as you see, that was October 16th and the week of October 16th, and the rest of them popped out the 23rd. Just saying, normally it's Ethereum that pops out. Now there's 2 million, plus altcoins out there. I can't chart them all. I don't, I don't have any ability to do all that. So I don't know if something else beat, some other coin beat Ethereum to the breakout or whatever. But I do know that a very shallow pullback, very strong, as it took a rest coming back off this huge run up. Did I say Ethereum? I mean Link, okay? Chainlink. All right, old school. Let me go back to what I was talking about. We were taught when that thing breaks out, you just kind of take this little bit of bro science here. You just take that and you just run it up, tip it on its head, and that's, potential target there for that, like you do, head and shoulders or a falling wedge, whatever. You can get kind of an idea of the target. Now, reason why it's pulling back now, because see from the top to the bottom here, half of that's where that green dash line is. Okay, so just looking at a few altcoins here, really Chainlink is the strongest of them all, even Ethereum and stuff. So anyway, let's get to what everyone came here for. Okay, Theta, and then we'll pop him up. And yeah, we had a long-term trend line here going back to April of 2021, and it broke out as well. The first little breakout was, guess what? Yeah, week of October 23rd, 2023. Then here's the next breakout. And then this was our 50% zone from the low here of 2020 to the high. Now we did close under it, and that only thing that really saved us right here was this consolidation zone going back to 2020, which a lot of times, it was a concrete wall trying to get through it. A lot of times it'll be a concrete wall if you're dropping into it, okay, which Theta was able to do. Now, according to classical technical analysis, a lot of times you'll break resistance, it will come back, like some people call the scene of the crime, and see this W formation is getting ready to happen here. You'll come back into that 50% zone and then take off, okay? If that makes sense. So, or it could be this high pivot, whatever the resistance is, you'll break it, come back, retest it, and then continue. Okay, so that's how a lot of people get shook out, not knowing the patterns there. And then our consolidation zone through here, or Theta's consolidation zone, was basically the week of August 14th through this breakout here, October 20th. Now, what's great about this? You need to go look at your other altcoins if you're holding, a few, and see if they participated in the breakout. Were they part of the party that broke out? Because that's the only coins I would honestly be in right now. If your coin or stock or whatever, after a huge run up, came back under half of the previous, run up. Of course, you had the bear market, but anyway, we're just talking about the run up. If you're under that, whether it's your stock, crypto, whatever, that's a serious situation, especially when everything else that's strong, that's bullish, that money's going into. If they held in and around their 50% zone, they're now breaking out. That's, you need to evaluate that real quick. And then how we got the numbers right quick is that I took, just the cross line over here, if I can find it again. Oh, here we go. Price. And what I did it from the breakout candle here, this blue arrow, okay? And then I went up to the high pivot here. And, you see it's about 11,000, 11,337. Okay, so but I'm gonna be conservative, just like right here. I didn't, go all the way down to that low. I did the breakout, okay, and then just the run up to this high pivot, not the all-time high. So let's just use 11,000, okay, 11,000%. So 11,000. I got to use calculator. I ain't as smart as y'all. Times, well, not times, but yeah, 168%. Gives you an $18,000, I wish, 18,000, percent move to the upside, okay? Which is, absolutely ridiculous. But, if you did it from the breakout here, I'm not even close. Here it is. Okay, 123. Yeah, around 123, 124, over $100. Okay, and so anyway, that's how we came up with those uh, ridiculous numbers. And like I said, all that's just bro science. I mean, if we can call this, and that's why on my tweet I was asking about the what am I thinking? The Elliott Wade people, guys have been doing it for a while that know it inside and out, could count this and see exactly, where we are. But, classical technical analysis also gives you the same, basic information regarding the chart, the support zones, resistance zones, things of that nature. Also your 50% zones. And once we get over the 200 here, for Theta on this weekly chart. And well, let me just say $3 plus. We're well on our way to meeting and exceeding our previous all-time high. Okay, unless there's a black swan event, anomaly, whatever else you can think of, comes about. Feel very positive about that. That we will definitely get there. That really conservatively, I'm thinking, in the $30 to $40 range. Hopefully, it'll be again conservatively double that. Okay, because the reason being, if you want to stick around a minute, I'll show you why. Because we're looking at the total market cap of crypto. All the money that's in there. Okay, and as we pointed out before, yeah, quite a bit came out, but I mean, we didn't dump down. Not everyone sold everything, and it wasn't as bad as what the media, made the retail crowd think it was. And then, as you can see, money has been coming in, and like any other asset, there's ups and downs, and here we are on the breakout again. And we need to clear, that 1.67 trillion. And with the institutions that are sitting out there, and it's going to be like a dogfight for those guys trying to get first, first to market, so to speak. And that's why I'm thinking December, the first part of December is when we'll hear something on those spot Bitcoin ETFs, okay? And then the floodgates opening and money coming in thereafter. And also, I believe they'll approve all of them at the same time. There might be some stragglers that, their attorneys didn't get the paperwork in on time or something. But I can't see them approving something this big, this huge in the market with all those institutions wanting to be quote unquote first to market, first to, start talking to their clients about it and giving them the sales pitch, because the high end clients are going to buy the ETF. They're going to be sold the ETF by the best salespeople, in the world, and that's Wall Street. Okay. So anyway, that's why I think all of them are going to be approved in or around the same time, maybe the same week, maybe the same day. Can you imagine the lawsuits? Why would they pick XYZ company over ABC company if they both, had their filing paper in order? The attorneys did their homework. Everything was, all the I's dotted, T's, crossed, everything. That I don't know if SEC wants to go into that, litigation. So anyway, that's the reason for that thesis. And also, it's before the halving. I'm sure these guys want to get seated, want to get their teams up and rolling. I'm sure their teams are already well trained by now on how to sell this to the retail crowd. More importantly, the high net retail crowd. And with each one of these institutions holding billions, if not trillions, of retail assets, okay, if you're following me here, just a small amount of that coming in, just the acceleration of money coming in. That's why the total market cap, and also just between us, I like watching this total 3 because it kicks out Bitcoin, kicks out Ethereum. So you just have all the altcoins, okay? And even right here, just with just all the altcoins, look at that. We had follow through here, so that was the confirmation the week again of October 23rd, 2023. And then, half of that is right here. So we could pull back into there because that was the main resistance to get through. But even with Bitcoin and Ethereum kicked out, what people call the crap coins, if you look at the bottom here, the COVID slam down in 2020 to the all-time high, the amount of money that was flushed out, people gave up, really wasn't that bad in comparison. So when this starts going again, and you saw when this was the halving, okay, right here, that white arrow, by the way. Anyway, that was the big parabolic, run to the upside, little pullback here, a higher high. Then, of course, we came back in. So, yeah, I think this is going to be nothing. This might be double or maybe even triple the size this next time. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Check us out on X, Twitter, and our Patreon members group. You want to, learn how to do this stuff. And we're going to be holding our Patreon members' hands through all this. We have a certain chart setups here that, well, well, can't really show you. But anyway, yeah, we know exactly where to scale in, where to scale out. And let's say you had a dish rag full of water, we're going to be squeezing out every freaking dollar out of this crypto market, altcoin market, whatever. We're going to exploit this thing to no end, because that's what the Wall Street guys are going to be doing. But thanks for watching, and we will see you on the charts.